Hello students, good morning. How's life today? Do you have a good day? Oh, that's great. I hope you guys in a good performance to starting the class. But before we starting the class, I think I have to check the attendance first. So, who is absent today? What? No one. No one absent. What? That's good. Okay, so let's start the class by saying basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, let's flash back to our last meeting. Who is still remember what is the materials that we learned on our last week? Who is still remember? Please put your hands up. Do you still remember? Yeah, that's right. We learned about narrative text. Who still remember what is narrative text? Who still remember what is narrative text? Yeah, that's great. So, that's good that you guys still remember about the materials that we learned last week. So today, I will tell you about. This is also about the text, but I think it's same with narrative text, but this is a little bit different. I will show you a video first. Okay, the video is already played, so it's meant that you guys is already watched the video. So I will ask you. The video is telling about. Who is now? Yeah, that's right. It is about last vacation. And then, what kind of text is that? Who is now? You still confused? What? Narrative text? Yeah. Do you think that is narrative text? But the story is telling about the past tense, the past story. It means that the writer write the event that's already happened, and the narrative text is also telling the past story. But are you think that the text is about narrative text? Are you think that is same? And please put your hands up who agree that the text is about narrative text. Okay, and then put your hands up again for you guys who agree that the text is not about narrative text. Okay, I will keep the answer. So students, the text is about recount text, so that is not narrative text. Yeah, you guys right that the story is telling about the past event, but that is not narrative text. This is recount text. What is recount text? Who is know what is recount text? No one? So, okay, I will tell you what is recount text. I will give the materials. So, students, we will learn about recount text today. The kinds of materials that we will discuss is about the first is definition of recount text. The second is the purpose of recount text. The third is generic structures of recount text. And then the last is language features of recount text. So we will discuss it one by one. The first is definition of recount text. So the definition of recount text is a text which retell events or experience in the past. So if you want to tell about your experience, maybe like about your vacation or your diary, it means that the text is recount text. And then the second is the purpose of recount text. The purpose is to inform or to entertain the audience about experience in the past. And then next, this is the generic structures of recount text. The first is orientation. Orientation is introducing of the story. So this is the second. The second is events. Events is to tell what happens in a chronological order. And then the last is reorientation. Reorientation is closing of the story. So we have three generic structures. The first is orientation, the second is events, and then the last is reorientation. Next, this is language features. The first is using past tense, of course, because we are telling about the past event, so we use simple past tense. And then the second is using chronological connections such as next, and then, first, after, before, later, and then else. And then the third is introducing personal participants, and then next using linking verb, and the last is using action verb. Next, this is the example of recount text. The title is My Holiday in Bandung. So can you guys read it clearly? Okay, after we read the story, we will analyze the text. So this is the story about my holiday in Bandung, and then there are three paragraphs. There are the first, second, and the third paragraph. So the first paragraph is telling about who is now? Yeah, the first paragraph is telling about the orientation. Why? Because there are participants. Like I went to Bandung with my friends. So it means that the participant is I, the writer. And then Meisa, her friends. And then this is also the place, like Bandung, and then Indramayu, and there are time like 7 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Let's see. Yeah, this is the orientation, the first paragraph, and then the second paragraph is events. Why? Because in the second paragraph is telling about the events that already happened in Bandung, like in the first day, and then in the next day. That is event by event. And then the last paragraph is reorientation. It's meant that the closing, because this is the writer say that my holiday in Bandung was only 2 days, but it made me happy. It's meant that is the closing of the story, that the writer feel happy with their vacation. Okay, next, and then this is the analysis about social functions. Okay, that I already explained before. This is the participant in the first paragraph. This is the red one, like I and my friends Nisa. And then the yellow color is telling the place, like Bandung, Indramayu, and then the blue color is telling about the time, like 7 a.m. and then 11:30 a.m. And then next, this is the green color is telling about the tenses that we use in recount text. We use simple past, so like this is I went to Bandung. When is verb 2, and then the verb 1 of when is go. And then what else? Was Indramayu, was at. And then arrived. The verb 1 of arrived is arrive. And then what else? There is so much, like when, made, were, and then had. You can read it again and analyze it by yourself. And then the last is, this is the chronological connection. This is conjunctions, like this is the first, and then next day, and then after that. So the purpose of chronological connections is to connect one event to other events. You got it? So yeah, it's enough. It's already done. Thank you. Do you have any question? If you have any question, you can ask me. Okay, the matter is already done. So who is one to ask? Who is one? You? Do you want to ask me? What? Pardon? What is the difference between recount and narrative text? Yeah, that's a great question. So the difference between narrative text and recount text, the first is in the generic structure. The generic structure is different. And then the second one is narrative text have a conflict and solution and moral value, but recount text doesn't have conflict. Recount text only telling about the events. You got it? So, for example, narrative text is telling about the Cinderella. That is a fiction. But recount text is telling about our, for example, our last vacation, our dear diary, something that already happened in our life. Yeah, and then that is not fiction. That is real. Nah, that is a recount text. Like that. You got it? You got it? Yeah, maybe like that. Who else want to ask? What else? No one? It's enough? Okay, if you guys already understand about the materials, I will give you an assignment. So the assignment is you have to write your own story about recount text, and then the theme is about unforgettable moment. So you have to write your own unforgettable moment on your past. Okay? Okay, I think it's enough for today because the materials is already delivered. And then maybe we can close the class with saying hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. So the last I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.